Чак наркотил с ватърджай. Сигурните. So, the Mudar, you said that I have to talk less. No, I actually have to talk more and more. Hare Krishna. So, Jai, the Gayatri book. Jai His Divine Grace, Vaitran Ravindashil Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Sachinandana Swami Maharaj. Jai, Divine Grace, Bachar Narvinda Shila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The power of Pancharatra. So already a second time I cannot read this. What's happening? So the power of Pancharatra. And considering the Prajyotisha Brahmana's experience, we should note that the cause of his advancement was not his own understanding, but the transcendental influence exerted by the mantra. Srila Prabhupada once compared the effect of mantras to thunder. We do not need to intellectually understand what is happening when the sound of thunder fills the sky. The sound of thunder affects our consciousness, and we are moved by it. In the same way, even without understanding what he was doing, the Brahmana attained a high level of advancement. This is the power of the Pancharatrika method. Yet the Brahmana remained confused about the actual goal of life. He needed to develop attachment to the Lord by practicing Nama Sankirtana. In order to return to the spiritual world, a devotee needs to come to the stage of pure love of God. Prema can only be achieved by practicing the activities of the Bhagavata Marga. By Nama Sankirtana, Gopa Kumara thought. So he was teaching the others. Certainly no sadhana, means of perfection, is superior to the worship of Shriman Madana Gopala's lotus feet. The worship yields results far beyond what one could expect. It should be performed mainly through Nama Sankirtana, along with reverence and affection for the many places of Sri Gopala's pastimes, places one should regularly visit. This is note number 36. So I think I had read this, but I was totally disturbed at that time, so maybe I didn't read what the note it was. Okay, 36. Brihat Bhagavatamrita 1 to 104 to 105. So this was the translation of this verse, and now I will try to sing this verse. No, I will just try to read it. Shriman Madana Gopala. Padupashanat Param Nama Sankirtana Priyat Manchadita Fala Pradat Tal Lila Stala Shrada Sandarshanadar Sampadyamanam Nitara Kinchin Nasti Eva Sadhana. Let us reflect for a moment. How had the Brahmana been able to rise to such a high spiritual level, even before meeting Gopakumara? It is because he had already worshipped Sri Krishna through his chanting of the Gopala mantra, even if his chanting was irregular and without understanding. Thus, he achieved a certain level of advancement without even realizing it. Now, however, in order to come close to Krishna, he needed the special mercy of a pure devotee, someone who would instruct him how to conquer Krishna's heart. He needed to learn how to chant Sri Krishna's holy names, following the methods prescribed by the Bhagavata Marga, but only after having chanted the Gopala mantra, in other words, by following Pancharatrika Vidhi, was the Brahmana prepared for the step up to the Bhagavata Marga. We should seriously consider this point. Although even Namabasa chanting, characterized by a genuine effort to give up offenses. But Namabasa, this is actually chanting with offenses, yeah. But with the, as it is said here, with a genuine effort to give up the offenses. So such a chanting of Namabasa will help us advance quickly in Krishna consciousness. Only chanting the holy name purely will yield the fruit of pure love of God. A devotee who has received the Gayatri mantras should always remember these mantras. If chanted properly, should always remember that, well, these mantras, if chanted properly, can reveal knowledge of his particular relationship with Krishna and of the mood in which he or she should worship the Lord. Only then can he actually rise to the platform of pure chanting. Srila Prabhupada summarizes this point in the following statement. No one can worship the Lord in the Bhagavata Marga, Bhagavata Vidhi, without going through the regulations of the Pancharatrika Vidhi. Actually, neophyte devotees worship the Lord according to the Pancharatrika Vidhi or the regulative principles enjoined in the Narada Pancharatra. Worship according to the Pancharatrika Vidhi is called Vidhi Marga. And worship according to the Bhagavata Vidhi principles is called Raga Marga. The principles of Raga Marga, are especially meant for devotees who are elevated to the Vrindavana platform. And there is note 37 where it is said, from where is this text? Note 37 to the chapter 1. Bhagavad Gita 4:24 and 45 to 46. Purport. No, so chapter 4, no, sorry, Bhag, it is Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, so book 4, chapter 24, verses 45 to 46. Purport. So, and the next part is has a title, The 5 Samskaras in Pancharatrika Vidhi. I will try to read this next time. Jai the Gayatri book, Jai His Holiness Sachinandana Swami, Jai His Divine Grace by Charnavinda Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, Prabhupada. Vanchakapatarupacha Kripasantapeva Titnam Patanebu Vaishnavebu Namo Namaha. Jai all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai, Vedic wisdom tales. Jai, His Divine Grace, Abhacharana Ravinda Shila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai, the author of this book, His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada Prabhupada Maharaj, who had translated this book for the first time in English with explanations. Jai Shri Narayana Maharaj, Jai Shri Gaur Govinda Maharaj, Jai Bhaktivedanta Nei Maharaj, Jai Bhagavata Maharaj, Jai Kadamba Swami, Jai до Вишнява Сванча Капатури Причап, Крипасниката, Ева Чапатът на Павнева Вишнавебю, Намон Махан. Jai, op de Vishnav. So, how is the sun guru? The sun. I have learned from the sun that just as the sun draws water from the earth with its rays, and then, in due time, gives it back in the form of rain. Similarly, the pure devotees consume and collect sense objects at the right time through their senses. When the appropriate time arrives, they renounce the sense objects and give them in charity. Both at the time of accepting and at the time of giving, they are never attached to any sensory object. To persons of gross intellect, the sun reflected in different water vessels, seems to have entered into them and become different types of suns. However, the sun in essence is not many. Similarly, due to the variety of bodily and mental designations, upadhi, it may seem that the same soul is different when it accepts a different body. The fundamental truth is that the soul do not change with the change of body. Alternatively, one may think that the Supreme Soul, Paramatma, is different in every body. Those who harbor such notions have intellectual inertia. The Paramatma is the same in all bodies. Just as the sun is one, constitutionally, there is no difference between the forms of the Paramatma in the hearts of all living entities. So that's why we have to have actually respect from everyone. How it is said in the third verse of Shri Shastakam, for example, Shri Shastakam. Yes. One should not forget to have respect to everyone, actually. So, the pigeon. One should not develop excessive attachment or affection for anyone in this world. Otherwise, his intellect will lose its independence and become miserable. This is the lesson I have learned from the pigeon. In the jungle there lived a pigeon who had built his nest upon a tree. He lived in the nest with his female. Oh, I think I have read this. Yes, this sad story. I have read this. Yes, the hunter had now caught all of them. Yes, okay. Now. So the python was a guru. Living entities experience suffering due to their previous activities, karma. Thus, suffering comes although they do not want it, they do no effort for it, and even in spite of making every effort to avoid it. In the same way, happiness also comes without seeking it. Therefore, a wise person who knows the mystery of happiness and suffering, should neither desire nor endeavor for them. Just like a python, a wise person should sustain his life by accepting whatever comes effortlessly, without asking and without desiring, whether it is dry and stale or sweet and delicious, in greater or lesser quantity, and always remain indifferent, udasina. This was the lesson I learned from the python. Taking refuge in the Lord and not being agitated into seeking one's own pleasure, one should serve Sri, Guru and Bhagavan. Those who wander here and there, impelled by greed to satisfy the tongue or belly, can never attain the service of Sri Krishna. The ocean as a guru. The ocean. From the ocean, I learned that a practitioner should always remain blissful and inscrutable, Gambhira. His mood should be unfathomable, boundless and infinite. He should never lament for any reason. He should remain unchanged and composed, just like a tranquil ocean without high waves, tides and currents. The ocean is not increased by the flooding rivers during the monsoon season, nor does it decrease during the summer. Similarly, a devotee immersed in service to Bhagavan should not be overjoyed by the acquisition of worldly objects, nor saddened by their loss. Jai, Vedic tells, Jai, the author, His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, Prabhupada, Jai, His Divine Grace, Abhacharna Ravindo Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the Diksha disciple of His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada, Jai, Shri Prabhupada Prabhu Maharaj, who had translated this book for the first time in English with explanations, Jai Bhagavata Maharaj, Jai Bhaktivedanta Nemi Maharaj, Jai Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, Jai Srila Narayana Maharaj, Jai Kadambakana Swami, Jai, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Vanchakapatarupischa, Kripasan Kupeva Chapat Napavaneba Vaishnavebu, Namo Namaha. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. чая, прекрасното певича, пътите на Ампаванилия, Кришна Вибю, Намо Намаха, Jai all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So, when we sing the name of Radha, Krishna has a great joy. Krishna is very happy when we sing Radha, when we sing the names of Radha, because, as we all know, from the verse 10 of Sri Upadeshamrita of Sri Rupa Goswami, Krishna loves Radha more than everyone else, and after that are the gopis, and after that other devotees. So Radha is the most beloved person for Krishna. So if we sing the names of Radha, this makes Krishna very, very happy. Of course, one can also say, because Radha loves Krishna so much, so if we sing the names of Krishna, Radha has a big joy. Radha is very happy. And this is also true. Yes. Hare Krishna. Jai.